My grandmother's quilt arrived 3 days after her funeral, wrapped in brown paper that smelled like lavender and something else. Something older. The patterns were beautiful. Intricate geometric designs in faded blues and grays, stitched by hand over what must have been years. I draped it over my couch, admiring the craftsmanship, running my fingers along the raised threads. That night, I noticed something strange. The pattern near the center had changed. Not dramatically, but enough. The triangles now pointed left instead of right, forming an arrow of sorts. I convinced myself I'd remembered it wrong. The next morning, I had a choice between 2 routes to work. Construction had closed my usual path. I was about to take the highway when I glanced at the quilt. That arrow, still pointing left, the side road. On a whim, I followed it. 10 minutes later, my phone lit up with news alerts. Multi-car pile-up on the highway, right where I would have been. My hands trembled on the steering wheel. I started consulting the quilt daily. The patterns shifted constantly now, forming arrows, symbols, warnings. When to leave the house, which coffee shop to avoid, who to trust. It was never wrong. I canceled a date because the patterns swirled into chaos when I looked at his photo. He was arrested 2 weeks later for assault. The quilt kept me safe, kept me alive, but I noticed something else changing. Me. I stopped making decisions without checking, stopped trusting my own instincts. The quilt knew better. The quilt always knew better. Last week, the patterns formed something new. Not an arrow, a face. My face, stitched in thread I didn't remember seeing before. And beneath it, a path leading to a specific location. My grandmother's old house, abandoned for months. I'm standing outside it now. Every rational part of my brain screams to leave, but the quilt is in my hands, and its patterns are shifting faster than ever, urgent, pulling me forward toward the basement door. I found my grandmother's journal inside. The last entry, dated the day before she died, reads, "The quilt requires a keeper. The patterns must be followed. I've walked its paths for 43 years. Now it's shown me the final one. To you, my dear, I'm sorry. Once you start following, you can't stop. The safe paths it shows aren't for you. They're for it. Every disaster you avoid feeds it. Every choice you surrender strengthens it. The quilt is warm in my hands, almost alive. The patterns are shifting again, showing me tomorrow's path, and the day after, and all the days beyond. I can't look away. I won't look away. The quilt always knows best.